Shalom, 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 shalom. To all of you, my father's children, to the 12 tribes of Israel scattered. Where are we, Morey? Worldwide. And in these last days, we are waking up to the truth. What's the truth? Of who we are. Why? Because they lied on us. They said we didn't know who we are. They said, you just run around Africa. You better be glad we picked you up. Y'all was out there eating each other and carrying on, dying and killing. We rescued you and gave you white Jesus. You should be happy. Quit asking where you came from. Quit asking your last name. We gave you a last name. Oh, Tootly. Smith. Take it and shut up. You got a last name. Let me look at some of these last names these slavers gave us. Pickett and Elliott. Crowder and Scruggs and Augustus and Beagle. They gave you legs. Take this name. No, we want our own name. No, take this name. You ought to be happy we rescued you from your cells running around there being unproductive. If it wasn't for us good white folk coming to get you and putting you in slavery, you would have never met white, sweet Jesus. And they going to hell for that. Oh my. We got to prove it tonight. And wait a minute. Before you white folk get mad and be like, oh no, he didn't. Well, first of all, where's my picture at? That image you've been giving our people all these years is none other than Cesar Borgia. So you can type that in your own Google search. Representing white supremacy at the same time, putting it in slavery, taking our language. Woo! That's why I look forward to Hanukkah. I don't look forward to spinning no tops. Get that straight. Those of you coming out the Caucasus Mountains, Russia and Poland and France and Germany, I ain't talking about spinning tops and eating donuts. We ain't talking about adding no candles to our menorah. What are we talking about, Morey? The rededication of the house of Israel. That's what we're talking about. Why? Because we were defiled. So every year, we take out time. Oh, yes, during Hanukkah. We take our time. I want to welcome all the administrators in the house. I see Netanyahu's in the house, Iran's in the house. Shalom, shalom, shalom. And those of you who are going to make it in. And after that, I'm looking over here in the chat and I'm seeing those of you coming in the room. One love, Toda Rabah. If you can hear the Morey and see me okay, would you please place a 7 in the chat? Let me just make sure things is flowing all right. I think they done froze my chat on my side. Okay, there it goes. Woo-wee. I can see the sevens. Hallelujah. 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 Once again, Zion, I'm Dr. Yoshiyahu Dawid, been in Israel, and I'm Moreh, which means teacher, preacher, here at the Awakening Remnant Coalition, and with this called the ARK. And we are celebrating Hanukkah. We're going to have a celebration. I'm going to start with this, making this announcement. As a matter of fact, Yaron, if you can get Jeffrey to put the information in the chat, or if you could put it in the chat or send it to me and we'll put it in the description. We will be with our brother Jeffrey on this Friday. This Friday. So what's today? Wednesday? Day after tomorrow. And he gave me a call and he asked if I would bring the message and to preach the message of Hanukkah to our people. And I said yes. And we settled on a time. So I will be preaching at 6:30. All right. So I'll be preaching at 6:30. We will make an effort to go live with it. If we cannot go live, we will upload the video. We will have to upload it, but we're going to make an effort to go live. But those of you who are in California or close by and you want to come out, the information will be either in the description of this video, it'll be on our website, it'll be on our announcement page, and it'll be in the chat. You can scroll the chat and find it, cut and paste. We'll see you there. I'm gonna be up at 6:30. We're gonna start off with some singing, some music, a couple of testimonies at 6 o'clock. And by 6:30, I told him, the Moreh, I'm gonna be up at 6:30 now. Why? I can't stay out all night. I got to get my sleep and get up in the morning and preach to Israel. Now, if this was 20 years ago, it wouldn't matter. But as the years keep and the days keep rolling on. So yes, I'll be glad to look. I'm looking forward to seeing some of y'all face to face on this Friday night. We'll be at Jeffrey's, and we'll be bringing a message right in line with what we're doing each night dealing with Hanukkah. All right, so I'm looking forward to that with great anticipation. Now, Zion, let us once again look into the true meaning of Hanukkah, and let us once again see in the story of Hanukkah that our struggle continues. Our struggle continues. What struggle, Moreh? The struggle to be who we are continues. The struggle to know whose we are continues. The struggle against our laws, our statutes, and our commandments continues. The struggle against the slumber brews and the stepping fetches continues. Our struggle against the sellouts continues. Our struggle against false teaching and false doctrine and these so-called churches, which actually are temples of an abomination continues. Our struggle against that no Bible reading, pig meat eating preacher continues. The struggle against ignorance and darkness continues. And oh yes, the struggle within. Hebrews waking up to truth and then gonna still follow a lie continues. Paid agents that are sent to misrepresent the house of Israel continues. Leadership among those who wake up to the truth, who will sell us out for chicken change, sell us out for 2 seconds of fame, will sell us out to have their name on top of the Facebook search list. Well, our struggle continues. It's so bad, Zion. The struggle is so real among us that sometimes we are forced to have to make a declaration. Are you a Hebrew? Yes. Are you an Israelite? Yes. Are you a part of the Black Hebrew Israelites? Hell no. We don't get down with no Black Hebrew Israelites. And like my brother said, I didn't say this. We don't play that guilt by association game. We know the trick. No, we're Hebrew Israelites, period. Don't be putting that black stuff on us. We learned our colors in kindergarten. You part of the Black Hebrew Israelites? No! Never have been and never will be. We are Hebrews. We are Israelites. That's how we let the world know who we are. Either Iran or Netanyahu, put that Romans verse in here. When Paul tell them, I'm a Hebrew and I'm an Israelite. And I even know my tribe. My tribe is Dan. My tribe is Benjamin. So yes, we the same folk as Paul the apostle. We the same people as John, that y'all call Matthew, Mark, and Luke. We the same people. And not one of you heathens open the Bible and say, let us turn to the Black Hebrew Israelite Moses. Let us turn to the Black Hebrew Israelite John 3:16. Y'all never do that. So you ain't gonna do it with us. No, we don't play that game. I ain't never one of y'all say that. Let us now look at the Black Hebrew Israelite. Book of Luke. Y'all don't do that, do you? Them is our cousins. That's our kinfolk. That's where we're from. So you're not going to lump us in. We don't play that. And let me tell you something. This is why when we get together on Hanukkah, it's an opportunity not just to retell their story, but my goal in these few days, I know I can't tell it all, but my goal is to help you see your story in our book. And tonight, we're going to be looking at the objective of the beast. Objective. What do you mean by objective, Moray? I mean, we got to find out what the end game is with this beast. What is this beast end game? What is this beast's purpose? What does it want? What is the beast resolve? What is he trying to do? What is it trying to do? What are they trying to do? We need to see it. Because whatever they was trying to do during the days of Matthias and his sons, most famous is Judah Maccabee, they are still trying, and in most parts, unfortunately, succeeding. Having great victories in fulfilling their purpose. Now, Zion and companions, if you're in the room, open your Apocrypha. As a matter of fact, we're going to get into that Bible today. And open your Holy Bible. At one time, we wouldn't have to say that, because at one time, the Apocrypha was in the Holy Bible. But I can see clearly now why they took it out. Ooh-wee. They knew, they had a feeling one day we would learn how to read. One day we would put two and two together. One day we would wake up out of the slumber and sleep of death. One way we would crawl out of the holes and caves of stupidity and ignorance. We would wipe the slumber and the sleep out of our eyes, and Yah would wake us up, and we would see this book the way it's supposed to be seen, and we would recognize the beast. They say, oh no, we can't have this. Why? Oh, Yah promised to wave his hand a second time. And if this is in the book, when they start waking up, we're in trouble. Well, you're in trouble. The objective of the beast, our struggle, continues. Maccabees chapter 1. Let us continue where we left off. We introduced a child of the devil, Alexander the Free. After him, we introduced to you a child of the devil 7 times worse than that child of the devil, Antiochus Epiphanes, who in his day evil multiplied. And his people are the heathens. So that when we read it and we see that word, we know who the Bible is talking about. Let's look at it. Now, verse 16. Now, when the kingdom was established before Antiochus, you mean tell me he made himself a king? Yeah. Now, the Greeks wouldn't just flat out call him a king. Sort of like in America, in the United States, we don't call our president a king. We call him a president. But in reality, he really is sort of a king. Whether he's sleepy or not is irrelevant. In some places, they still have a king, but in other places, they don't call their leaders kings. But if you are over a kingdom, then that would make you a king. Now, when the kingdom was established before Antiochus, he thought to reign over Egypt. What? Oh, yeah. This wicked bull-faced dog, this spawn of the devil, not only was he wreaking havoc all over the world, trying to establish what Alexander the Freak had started. Watch. Do you remember when we talked about how before that freak died, he divided the kingdom among his childhood friends? Y'all remember that? One of the things he did, he divided Africa. He divided Africa. Oh, I said I was going to do that. Oh, I just reminded myself. I did tell y'all we were going to do something. Now listen, before I show you this, all you flat earthers out there, leave me alone. You hear me? Based on observational evidence, the earth is flat. But leave me alone, I said, because I know how y'all be. You're going to be in the chat want to talk about flat earth for the rest of the night. And I don't want to talk, that ain't what we're talking about tonight. Y'all act like that's the only subject out there. And if the earth is round or flat, what's that got to do with you keeping these laws, these statutes, and these commandments? Loving Yah with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength, and your neighbor as yourself. Giving and supporting the work of the kingdom. Oh, you'll get caught up in that which you like and want to stay there all day. How about this? No, we ain't going to do that. So I'm warning you now that the permission has already been given to the administrators. If you try to run these lines of this flat earth argument on this lesson, they have permission to kick you to the moon. Now, I just want to put that out there. Why? Because I'm going to use a ball. Because I'm going to use a globe. You're going to do what? You heard me. I'm going to use a globe. That's why. I'm going to use a globe. Got to use it tonight. Told you I would. Now, I want y'all to see something. Oh, which one of those lights is causing that? This may not work. You know, I'm live. This may not work, but I see glare, and I'm going to try to see if I can make this work without the overhead light. Maybe the picture will come out a little more clear if that glare is not hitting it. Oh, yeah, it does. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Okay. Can y'all see that set Africa? If you can see that, put a 12 in here for the 12 tribes of Israel. Can you see it say Africa? Right here. Now this come up out of my okay, hallelujah. Y'all can see it. Okay, now I realize there's still a small glare in here, but what I want you all to see I want you to see the way, how big this landmass is. Do you see it? That making it worse. Yeah. You see it? Do you know? Do you even know where Israel is? Look. You see how big this country, this continent is? Do you know that all that's going on today everything that's happening is happening around this one little spot right here. This one little bitty spot right here. Right here. That one spot. The mark I put on this globe just now is bigger than the whole nation. So when we're talking about the conquest of Babylon, Babylon was here. Assyria was here. But when Greece began to move, and of course, after Greece, we're going to get Rome. This is now Europe. And when I talk about the European, I'm dealing with with a continent. Everybody keep trying to drag me into black and white. The only reason why I mention color is for some of y'all in the back of the room so busy scrolling on the phone that you ain't got time to actually understand what I'm saying. What I'm trying to tell you is these Europeans were different types of people. This European thought different, acted different, had different rules, had different laws, had different statutes, had different practices than we did living here. And most of the time when the European was going on a world conquest, the only reason why he came through here was to get to here, where they are still pulling resources this very day. Now, since I'm out here, I better say this too. Eventually, what happens, these people here, they run out of resources. They don't have any more resources. They can't survive. So they have to then take over this. And then they go around here and begin to take over everything until eventually, believe it or not, the whole entire world is under their control. From where? From right here. From right here. Now, the reason I had to bring that out because yesterday I wanted to give you a little bit of how wicked these people are and what they were actually trying to accomplish. And how they were coming through our Holy Land to accomplish it. Now, It says, now when the kingdom was established before Antiochus, he thought to reign over Egypt. All of you, listen, everybody come into class. Everybody come in class. Do you see Egypt is right here? Egypt is northeast Africa. Here's Africa. Here's Egypt. Here's Israel. If you walk out of the back door of Israel, you in Egypt. And there was no canal separating Egypt from Israel. That's man-made. So now you understand why I tell you that we were from Northeast Africa. Oh, yes. Got to understand the truth, Zion. These heathens from the north were on a world conquest. And they were subduing the world. Do you know how evil you have to be to come out of one little spot and spread all over the world? Talk about that in a second. Why? I got to prove some things tonight about Hanukkah and why our struggle continues. We're going to talk about the objective of this beast. It's in the text. So why did you bring up so let's go back, 16. Now when the kingdom was established, what time is it? Okay. Now when the kingdom was established before Antiochus, he thought to reign over Egypt. But wait a minute. Reigning over Egypt would mean killing. Oh, let's keep reading. He'll show you that he might have dominion over he might have dominion of two realms. Why? Because he was given another realm. He was given more of the east, but he got greedy. This dirty dog wanted more. So what did he do? He went to Egypt. Wherefore he entered into Egypt with a great multitude, with chariots and elephants and horsemen. What? Oh, yes. And a great navy. And made war against Ptolemy. Wait, against who? Against Ptolemy. Maury, no. Those of you who don't know who Ptolemy is, don't worry about that. They ain't teaching you nothing in school no more anyway. And sure ain't gonna learn it in these public schools. Woo-wee. But I'm not gonna go deep into him, but I will say this. When the kingdom was divided by Alexander, Ptolemy got Egypt. Not by invitation, by murdering, killing, robbing, stealing. He was a child of the devil just like every other one of them heathens. So this fella, Ptolemy, and Antiochus are both heathens taking over African land. Do you understand that? But one heathen decides, I want it all. That's Antiochus. And let me tell you what happened. According to the Bible, according to the Maccabees, it says, and made war against Ptolemy, king of Egypt. But Ptolemy was afraid of him. No. Let me tell you something. Ptolemy, who was a wicked, evil, satanic heathen himself, was scared of Antiochus. Now do you understand what level of absolute satanic demonic possession? When your own fellow dog heathen self, your own Satan worshiping buddy, your school chum, your daddies work together, look over and say, who is that coming over here? They say, let me tell you, he was scared of him. And they say he ran out of town. The king. Wait a minute, aren't you the king of Egypt? Ain't you supposed to stay as a king and fight to the death? You coward. You ran. Just like all these coward kings run today. First thing they do when they start fighting, get the king out of here. Get the king out of where? He got to go. Rush him into the car, put him in an underground bunker, do whatever they got to do to get the king out. Next thing you know, the king pop up 5,000 miles away under protective custody. Leave his whole country to fight and die without him there. Cowards. That again is against the house of Israel. When you read our record, even our wicked kings went forth to battle. Come on now. Saul fought for Israel. Died on the battlefield. Wicked Ahab died on the battlefield. And our righteous kings fought. But not these heathens. Boy, this heathen heard that his cousin was... He was like, no, not Antiochus. No, wait. Who's coming? But he already here. He wreaking havoc. They say that heathen took off running like a scalded dog, scared to death. Coward. And the record is, and I don't know if this is true or not, the record is he was so scared that when he was leaving in haste and was trying to cross a river and the fool drowned. Running from his own heathen counterpart. You know that wickedness and evil had to be on a whole nother level. Let's read that again for our pleasure. But Ptolemy was afraid of him and fled, and many were wounded to death. Thus they got the strong cities. Who did? Antiochus. Remember, Egypt is also what y'all call black. We're talking about black Africa. I don't call it black. We're brown people. But the world knows it. But now they're trying to make Egypt Caucasian. They're trying to make it white because nobody brings out a globe or a map. I'll bring out the globe and the map. Why? Because I can show you where the Caucasus Mountains are. I can show you where Asia is on here. And I can guarantee you that ain't no Caucasus Mountains, nor is there no Asian continent in Egypt. Egypt is now and always has been in Africa. Why you keep saying that, Morey? Because I want you to see that the goal of the European was to colonize Africa. They needed all the resources. Or I should say, they wanted the resources. Do they still want them today? Remember I told you, we're not doing this just for the Maccabee period. Are they still doing it today? Have they divided that land up today? Are they still pulling the resources out of the land and becoming stinking rich above and beyond any of our imagination. While the people there are so poor and destitute in many areas, they don't have clean drinking water. That's this heathen we talking about. He got the strong cities in the land of Egypt, and he took the spoils. After that, Antiochus had smitten Egypt. He returned again in the 140th year and went up against Israel. Whoa, what? You heard it. Now let's go back to the globe. Let's see whether or not the Bible, or see whether or not our record is true. Let me try to hold it still. They're from here. You see Greece? You know, it's backwards to me. I got to leave my, here it is. You see Greece? So they come here. They got to go down this way. He came this way and came into Egypt. Now, on his way back, he stops in our holy land, in our town, which, by the way, is so small. That's what I want you to see. It's so small. This little bitty area, that's it. That's all of Israel right there. You got all of this. You got all of this. You got all of this. What makes you focus all your attention now on this little bitty place? We can't have nothing, huh? Not even the smallest little piece of land on the whole globe. So small that the ink print that came out of this pen is actually bigger than the whole territory. And he wasn't satisfied just leaving us alone. After that, Antiochus had smitten Egypt. He returned again in the 143rd year and went up against Israel and Jerusalem with a great multitude and entered proudly into the sanctuary. Into what? Into the sanctuary. What sanctuary? Our sanctuary? Why does he care about what we're doing in our sanctuary? What is wrong with this heathen? Just keep riding. No, you're going to turn it to our sanctuary. Why? Oh, because you heard we had rebuilt it coming up out of Babylon. Where's my picture that I had up yesterday? When we left Babylon, the king of the Medes and the Persians gave us permission to rebuild our temple. We went back to that little bitty spot of ground that you saw. We built the temple. Now, it was good, but it was not as good as Solomon's temple. Then when them Greeks got ready to go on world conquest, they went all over the world. Then they came back through our holy land. Let's see what they did. That's on record. Here we go. I see my time is. Ooh-wee. Let's go as far as we can. He went boldly or proudly into the sanctuary and took away. Let's number these if we can. Number 1, our golden altar. This dude is on a world conquest and he wants our altar though. You know our golden altar is in accordance with, I don't have time, but you could read the book of Exodus and you'll find out how we built our temple. And we tried to do the same thing the second time around after we left the tabernacle. But let's just look at these things because you can find everything in this list. You can find them in Exodus. All right. So giving you that means that we were still keeping, or at least trying to keep the commandments of Yah during this time, because the things that he's taken are things that we were told to have in our temple. Let's look at them. He took the golden altar. That's 1. He took the candlesticks of light. That's our menorah. I told you that's where they got our menorah from. They took it. That's 2. And all the vessels thereof. Hundreds of vessels in there. We had to cleaning and purification. These are things that held water or oil. That's 3. This heathen also took the tables of the showbread. The what? You know what the table of the showbread was a place that we set out a loaf of bread every day. It was just a normal table, but it was sanctified by Yah. That table had 12 loaves of bread. Why? Because it represented the 12 tribes of Israel. So, Maury, why was it bread? To prove that no matter what, Yah provide. Ooh. That he is bread when we're hungry. He's bread in the wilderness. He's bread in a starving land. No matter what you might be going through and how you might be feeling or how you may be struggling, you can always look toward the temple and see that table of showbread and know something. Our King cares for us. There was an incident in the life of David. He was running and was hungry. Him and his mighty men. And David said, you know what? Ooh, I know, for there is some bread. Man, you can't eat that bread. Oh, yes, I can too. Woo! I can eat it. I know I can. Why? To stay alive. To gain strength. I know I can eat it. Don't do that more, Ray. Oh, yes. In times of trials and troubles and tribulation, when you're out there in the world, hiding, fearful for your life, hungry and struggling, misunderstood. Why, there is bread. They took the table of the showbread. You heathens had no idea what that was even for. You just stole it anyway. That was for us. Now, if y'all still rolling with the Moray, would you be so kind as to put a 100,000 in here? Why? Because we understand something. This devil came to steal, kill, and destroy. What number are we on? Number 5. The pouring vessels. On total number about for them 100,000. He took the table of the showbread, wicked heathen, and the pouring vessels, touched our stuff. And the vials. Man, we can't have little bottles. You took all the little small cups too. You wicked heathen. What is, woo. What number are we on? Well, 7. And the censers of gold. That's where we used to put the sweet smelling savor. The incense that was to bless Yah. They stole that. And the veil. And the what? They stole the veil of the temple. You heathens, do you know how hard it was for us to make that veil? You know that veil was almost 4 or 5 inches thick of material. Do you know that the veil reached from the ceiling to the floor? Do you know that that veil was to separate the holy place from the holy of holy place? You took the veil. Not only that, more we keep reading. And the crown. No. Oh, yes. And the crowns. I think now we up to about 9 or 10 things. And the golden ornaments. Wait, you heathens stole the decorations? You wicked heathens. You son of the devils. You sold the pomegranate. The golden pomegranate. You stole it. You took all our stuff. All which he pulled off. He took the silver. We got to be at like 11 or 12, right? This is the devil, I'm telling you. He took the silver. 13. He took the gold. And the precious vessels. Also, he took the hidden treasures. You wicked beast. You stole our hidden treasures. We tried to hide a few things underground. You went up under there and took all of that. We had locked some stuff up just in case somebody would go, and you found out where it was locked up. Probably one of them step and fetch it Israelites. And he also took the hidden treasures which he found. And when he had taken all away, he went to his own land, having made a great massacre. He killed everybody around there. There was great mourning, and he spoke very proudly. Why? I told you he believed he was a god. Therefore, there was a great mourning in Israel, our people, in every place where they were. It was so bad. Let the princes and the elders mourn. The virgins and the young men were made feeble, and the beauty of the women was changed. Every bridegroom took up a lamentation. Instead of being happy, they went into weeping and mourning. And she that sat in the marriage chamber was in heaviness. The land also was moved for the inhabitants thereof. And all the house of Jacob was covered with what? Confusion. Act like they couldn't understand what was going on. How could this happen to us? How would Yah even allow this to happen to us? Why is this heathen bothering us? Killing us? Taking all of our stuff? We're just a little old small piece of land. He got the whole world. Ezekiel chapter 7. Ezekiel chapter 7. We were warned. Moreover, the word of Yahweh came to me, saying, also thou, son of man, thus saith Yahweh Elohim unto the land of Israel, warned by Ezekiel. Before this wicked dog, Antioch, really before Alexander and everybody, we was warned. An end. The end is come upon the four corners of the land. Now is the end come upon thee. I will send mine anger upon thee, and I will judge thee according to my ways, and will recompense upon thee all thine abominations. Oh no. We were committing abominations. We were rejecting our covenant. We were forsaking our feast days. We was eating swine and swine's flesh. We were committing adulteries, fornications, and all type of wickedness. And mine eye shall not spare thee, neither will I have pity, but I will recompense thy ways upon thee. In other words, the stuff that you're doing, I'm going to turn that back up on you. We're going to see it. Matter of fact, administrators, if y'all could be kind, I'm going to need just a couple of minutes tonight over my normal hour. I'm going to need just a couple of minutes. So if you could stay in the room, I really would appreciate it, because this is important. I want to make sure this is a part of this video. But I will recompense thy ways upon thee, and thine abominations shall be in the midst of thee. The abominations that you're doing, you're going to see the end of that in the middle of you. All right? And you will know that I am Yahweh. Thus says Yahweh. An evil and only evil, behold, is come. An end is come. An end is come. It watches for thee. Behold, it come. It is come. The morning is come unto thee, O thou that dwelleth in the land. The time is come. The day of trouble is near, and not the sounding again of the mountains. Now will I shortly pour out my fury upon thee, and accomplish mine anger upon thee. And I will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense thee for all thine abominations. And mine eyes shall not spare, neither will I have pity. I will recompense thee according to thy ways and thine abominations that are in the midst of thee. And you shall know that I am Yahuwah, that smiteth. Now go down to verse 24. Same judgment, but go to verse 24. Wherefore I will bring the worst of the heathen. Do you see it? Prophecy. Therefore I will bring, verse 24, the worst of the heathen, and they shall possess their houses. I will also make the pomp of the strong to cease, and their holy places shall be defiled. Destruction cometh, and they shall seek peace, and there shall be none. Mischief shall come upon mischief, and rumor shall be upon rumor. Then shall they seek a vision of the prophet, but the law shall perish from the priest, and the counsel from the ancients. Then the king shall mourn, and the prince shall be clothed with desolation, and the hands of the people of the land shall be troubled. I will do unto them after their way, and according to their deserts will I judge them. And they shall know that I am Yah. So our people went into confusion, but they should have known, based on the prophecy, not just Ezekiel, but other prophets who said, hey, y'all, you have to stop this sinning. You got to stop this lying and breaking the covenant. You got to stop. We have to turn to Yah. Why? Because we need him to be a fence. All around us. Every day. And when we read in the Maccabees, we see what happened. Now, I'm going to get to this in another lesson. But it's going to take this type, the worst of the heathen, the beast, to get the people to realize their sin and to turn. And I know that sounds terrible, but they got to realize it. Why? Because Yah is getting ready to turn their own sins upon their own head. Now let's finish this introduction. I'm sorry, this objection of the beast. Let's finish that tonight. Then we'll pick this up tomorrow, right where we leave off. All right, now let's read. So remember, our people are in confusion. 29, and after 2 years fully expired, the king set his chief collector of tribute unto the cities of Judah. So then he leaves with all of our stuff. Then he kills everybody that's around there, and he leaves for 2 years. After 2 years, he comes back to Jerusalem. Why our city? Verse 30, and spake peaceably words unto them, but it was all deceit. He talked like he was going to be nice to them. If they gave him money, if he paid tribute. And when they had given him credence, I mean, they were like, okay, well, he changed. No, let's look at this wicked heathen beast. Let's look at the worst of the heathen that Yah sent among our people. Well, I better say this before I forget to say it. And as wicked as he is, he ain't no match for that wicked. He ain't no match for this wicked heathen today. You looking at the beast in an infant stage here. You looking at the beast at his beginning. But if you think this beast is wicked, you really need to take another look at the beast that's running the world today. The beast don't get no nicer. Let's look at this wicked heathen. He tricked them, and he fell suddenly upon the city and killed it, smote it very sore, and destroyed much of the people of Israel. Once again, Europeans killing Africans. Y'all would say white folk, white supremacy, killing black people, taking over the world. And when he had taken the spoils of the city, he set it on fire. More, is that? Yes, I'm trying to show you something. This is the beast. I know what you think. Why is he doing this? Let's keep reading. He set it on fire, pulled down the houses and the walls thereof on every side. But the women and the children they took captive. Oh, kill the men, but take our women. It makes me wonder sometimes, because this is not the only time we're told that they killed men and took the women. I wonder, is that why some people claim to be Israel, but only on their mama side? That made me wonder. We don't follow our father's line. We follow our mother's line. I wonder that how they get a claim. But the women and children they took captive and possessed the cattle. They built the city of David. They did what? They built the city of David. Who built the city of David? The Greeks did. No, Israel did. No, they didn't. When Israel came out of captivity, they did build a temple. But the temple got desecrated. That's what Hanukkah's all about. But the actual city of David is a citadel. I can get into that later. All of you historians know the Moreh is teaching what is the truth. As a matter of fact, when you go there and you talk to somebody who's knowledgeable, they'll tell you, oh no, Israel didn't build these walls here. This was built by white folk, by the Greeks. This was built by Romans. This was built by, and they'll tell you, they don't have no problem telling you that. Why? One is in the history. With a great strong wall and mighty towers, and made it a stronghold for them. For them, not for us. And they put therein a sinful nation. Wait. Wicked men and fortified themselves. Wait. Hold it. Are you talking about replacement? Are you talking about identity thieves? Are you talking about getting rid of us and putting somebody else in our place? So you killing the natives, and then you moving into the land. Does that sound familiar? You destroy our temple, then you talk peaceably with us like you want to be our friend, then you kill us and you take everything that we have. And the blood shed. Only the records in heaven know the amount of bloodshed. So what did they do with this new fortified city? It's in here. They first moved themselves into it, and wicked people, they stored it. They stored it also with armor and victuals. And when they had gathered together the spoils of Jerusalem, they laid them up there. And so they became a sore snare. For it was a place to lie in wait against the sanctuary and an evil adversary of Israel. Verse 37, thus they shed innocent blood on every side of the sanctuary. They were killing our people inside the walls of our own city and spreading their blood inside of our sanctuary. You talking about a low down, dirty, sick and twisted dog. And y'all want to be Greeks, and in the Greek, and the Greeks, and the Greek, and in the Greek. I'm dapple, apple, dapple. Well, if you only knew. That's why I'm here. To show you what these Greeks really think about you, Zion, and what they did to you. And what they still got you doing to each other today. And they shed innocent blood on every side of the sanctuary and defiled it, insomuch that the inhabitants of Jerusalem fled because of them. That's right, yeah, the original people had to get up out of there. Whereupon the city was made an habitation of strangers. What? Ain't nobody told me that. Yes, we got ran out of there. So the city became a habitation of strangers. The people that was in the city are not the bloodline descendants of the house of Israel. These are strangers, primarily Europeans. And became, wait a minute, talking about us, and became strange to those that were born in her. That was us. And her children left her. Her sanctuary laid waste like a wilderness. Now he's lamenting our holy city. He said her sanctuary laid waste like a wilderness. Her feast turned into mourning. Her Shabbats into a reproach. Her honor into contempt. As had been her glory, so was her dishonor and increase. And her excellency was turned into mourning. Moreover, no, it can't be more. Yeah, it's more. He did more than that. What could you do more than what you've done already, you dirty, stinking heathen? You child of the devil. You bloodthirsty warmonger. What could you do more than this? Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people. We gotta be Greek. We gotta be one with you. We gotta become one with the devil. You wrote that down. And everyone should leave his laws. What law? Torah? Everybody got to leave their laws. Wait, so that's a written decree from a heathen, wicked, evil, satanic, demon-possessed dog that we can't keep Torah. Now you wonder why when you talk to your pig-eating preacher and you bring up the Torah, they say, "Oh, we don't do the Torah." You do Torah? Oh, Torah. Let's see that's the books of Moses, right? I know we in the New Testament now. You going to hell for that too? We're showing you when you stopped. It was a decree. And this ain't the first dog to make this decree. Let's keep going just because of time. All right, I'm almost out. I'm just going to read this and then we'll pick it up right here. But I got to get this on the video so y'all can see what I'm talking about. All right. And everyone should leave his law, so that the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. Yeah, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion. You got to be kidding. You no good, dirty, low down, step and fetches sellouts. Just like today, you're going along to get along with this heathen and sacrificed unto idols. Oh, yes. They went and got the Christmas tree, just like many of them going to do. They still killing swine and eating it and shoving that flesh down their throat. They still bowing down knees to Baal and Ashtaroth, white Caesar Borgia images and all that. And profane the Sabbath. When you tell them about the Shabbat, what do they say? We don't do the Shabbat no more. No. What do you do? Oh, yeah, Sunday. Yeah. For the king had sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and to the cities of Judah. Why did you send letters to us, heathen? That they should follow the strange laws of the land. We got to follow your laws. No, what are you talking about? And forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple, that they should profane the Shabbats and festival days. What is happening today in the world among our people? Everything here that this wicked heathen dog decreed, our people will fight me and you, the ones that sleep, will fight me and you about why they should keep being Greek. That's why I like the Maccabees. It's showing us the root of the cause. So now they tell you can eat whatever you want, and then we say, no, we got to die. No, we don't. In the New Testament, you're going to hell for that too. Sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple, and they should profane the Shabbat and the feast days. That's why our people right now, only a few of us will keep on Hanukkah. And I know that Hanukkah is not one of the 7, but I'm just making a point. It's still a feast day for us. And pollute the sanctuary and holy people. Verse 47, and set up altars and groves and chapels of idols and sacrifice swine flesh and unclean beasts like them damn shrimps and lobsters, dogs and rats, frogs and possums. We didn't do that. We didn't eat that stuff. This heathen did. And he brought it into our sanctuary with a letter and a decree. And that they should leave their children uncircumcised and make their souls abominable with all manners of uncleanness and profanity and profanation. I mean, being profane. Now, my subject, my title. What was their objective? To the end that they might forget Torah. And change all the ordinances. And that's why I told y'all, this beast has an objective. What is it? Their end game is that we forget Torah and change the ordinances. If you saw that, as clear as I tried to make it tonight, even going overtime and working my administrators till their fingers is starting to cramp up, typing in these verses and putting it. If y'all can see that, they have an end game. That's to get you to forget Torah and for you to change the ordinances. If you could see it, put a 1 million. And whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, he said he should die. That's the objective of the beast. The beast don't want you keeping the words of this book. He wants you to violate the law, the statutes, the commandments. He wants you to go into covenant with darkness, the worst of the heathen. He wants you to pledge allegiance He wants you to worship him as God. What if we don't? Let him die. Kill him. Are we just trying to keep Shabbat? Kill him. We just don't want to eat no pork. Kill them then. What? We just trying to follow the laws, statutes, and the commandments. Then you die. We're just trying to walk based on who we are and whose we are. Then kill them. And so what most people do, they say, well, it's better. If you can't beat them, join them. And we were all joining them until until he waved his hand a second time. When he waved his hand a second time, we realized who we were, who we were. I gotta go, Zion. Thank you for being in the room. Put a 1 million one more time. Shalom, shalom. If possible, we'll be back in the room tomorrow. Friday night, we're gonna gather with Jeffrey. Hallelujah. And then we'll be right back at it on the Shabbat to conclude these messages. The objective of the beast is to get us to forget Torah, Yah's instructions, and our covenant. And let me tell y'all something. To this day, our struggle continues. But we are waking up. We are waking up to truth. and turning to the Elohim of our fathers. I gotta go. Enjoy being with you. One love. Support the work of the art. Allow us to keep putting out this type of content to the world with clarity and understanding. The battle's not over yet. It's still a struggle. Ooh, I can't wait till I get to my last message. But I gotta always give you a high note. We do win, though. I know what his objective is. And it looks like he's winning. But he don't ultimately win. The beast loses. How do you know more? I read the back. You know what I did? They say, you flipped to the back, didn't you? Yeah, sure did. I got to go. One love, Zion. Shalom.